I just realized that the jazz was still playing in the background. My bad. I'm so lucky that I know who I am. I'm so lucky that I know who I am. Many people live their whole lives and they never come to any conclusion. There's nothing to draw from. I knew when I was 6 that I would be alone. And every single time I've been in a relationship, I knew that I was still alone. And it was such a joke. Couldn't wait to nuke that shit and watch it go up in smoke, up in smoke, up in smoke. I just spent some time with this guy that I used to date, and I'm really grateful that I can do that, and it's not weird, and it's not awkward, and we can talk about his new girlfriend, and I'm not the slightest bit jealous, and I don't have any regrets. Because, you know, most people, they want to be with someone. They want to cuddle with someone, watch TV with someone, eat dinner with someone, wake up next to someone. And, you know, that's perfectly normal. I'm the abnormal one. Cause every time that I'm with anyone, I can't wait to get back to me. And if that sounds selfish, it would be more selfish for me to lie. All cause I wanna get by. And I see many people doing that in relationships, because they just don't know how to be alone. They just don't know how to face themselves. They just don't know how to accept the darker, more sinister side. But you know us, we just let it ride, we let it ride, we let it ride. There's nothing wrong with you if you understand what you do, and you're not hurting anyone. If I were with anyone, surely I'd hurt that person. Intentionally and unintentionally. Cause I can't wait to make you go away. Guaranteed I'm gonna say something that will ensure that outcome. So it's better if I just deny myself that altogether and accept that I'm the way I am. Very, very lucky for that. Fuck you. Fuck you. and Mercury. But anyway, let's not digress. Let's keep going with the original topic. Seriously though, is this entertaining? Well, I'm assuming if it isn't, you're gone. But yeah, if you missed the last couple videos, I was just at Judson's apartment because I just happened to be in the Nashville area. And you know, we're still pretty good friends. I'm his spiritual advisor. Technically. You know, when I met him, my ego convinced me that we were supposed to be together. But very quickly I realized that I was an idiot. And that I was just getting impulsive. Now, he should be proud of himself for making me impulsive, because it's a long time that a man, in case you don't know what a man is, that is a person that was born with a dick ball sack. Okay? The ball sack is attached to the penis, alright? And you don't have to question whether that exists. Okay, that's what an actual man is. And he's one of the few white men left that still has that. And so, he's also kind of drunk. And at least he was when we met. So, I was attracted to that energy. But not for very long, because I'm very independent. Like, a lot of people tell me that they're fiercely independent. And they still want to fuck though. That's the difference between me and them, is that I'm fiercely independent and I don't even want to fuck. You know? I've gotten to a point where like I would just much rather not have any complications whatsoever, you know? But I also chose to be celibate. And around the time that I met him, I started going to the Orthodox church, and it started to really bother me. Like, because we didn't ever have sex or anything, but it was like, you know, when you're doing stuff that's sexual, it's not actual sex, but God knows what you're doing. You know, you can keep saying that. Well, it's not intercourse, Lord. But he knows. Okay? And I felt guilty about it. So I ended up choosing the church. And in less than a year, I was baptized into the church. And chrismated and all that. And I know that there are people that are Orthodox, or they're in the process of becoming Orthodox, or they go to the church and, you know, they still engage in certain behaviors. And I'm not one to come down on anybody for what they do. But I do think that sex is like so ridiculously overrated, it's not even funny. It's not just overrated, it's like dangerous. You know, it's dangerous because you could get pregnant. It's dangerous because you could get an STD. It's dangerous because you could develop an emotional attachment. You know? There are just so many reasons to not have sex. There are way more reasons to not have sex than there are reasons to have sex. And I understand that most people in this world are not on board with that at all. But they're wrong. So I told him, I was like, go out and be with somebody else. And he found somebody else. So he did what I told him to do. I'm like, I just want people to be happy. You don't have to agree with my version of morality. 'Cause for a long, long time I had a different version of that. But I wasn't a Christian yet. So what the fuck do you expect? I'm a white girl, a white American, and a liberal girl. White women, liberals, don't have standards. It's because we've been indoctrinated to believe the lies of feminism, that we can just go out and have sex with whoever, and it doesn't matter, but that's dumb. Something I wanted to bring up. I've had two dudes that I'm friends with who got broken up with. They got broken up with after they had sex with this girl, and they felt a strong connection with her. Probably because they fucked her, okay? Because from what I've been told, men develop an emotional attachment whenever they get physical with a woman, okay? Now, that's not always the case. Sometimes they never develop that attachment unless they're actually legitimately interested. Sometimes sex is just sex. Well, now women behave that way, okay? And it has a lot to do with birth control. So it's altering their hormones, and it's making them more masculine. That's why women on birth control are way more attracted to feminine men. Which is absolutely revolting if you think about it. But anyway. Both of these chicks broke it off with these two friends of mine. And they were just absolutely devastated about it. Well, one of them was like pretty devastated. The other one was like kind of sort of devastated. He's like, well, it's probably for the best because she's leaving and she's going somewhere else. And nobody wants to get broken up with. You know? Nobody wants that. So I think he's trying to like tell himself that to coax the burn. But I feel bad for both of them because, yeah, it's quite obvious that these roles have been significantly reversed to the extent that shit just isn't the same anymore. And you can blame feminism, you can blame universities, you can blame pharmaceuticals, you can blame technology. I mean, it's all involved. But there are so many aspects of modernity that are designed to do what you see happening right now. Okay? And I just don't think that many people can face that reality, that it's a lot of different things that have caused this to happen. So while many people just want to blame feminism, or they want to blame the university, or they want to blame fucking Tinder or Margaret Sanger, I mean, we're really not supposed to be like promiscuous the way that we are. That's not even good for men to be like that. Because if he's like having all this sex and he's not saving it for one woman, it's like in a lot of ways he's depleting himself. But maybe, you know, some people just aren't wired that way. You know, they're just not interested in being with one person. They don't want to settle down. They don't want to be monogamous. And, you know, that's their prerogative. I don't agree with that prerogative, but it's a good thing that I'm me and not them, right? But I told both of these friends of mine not to have sex with this bitch, and neither one of them listened to me because they can't control their dick. And they both got emotionally attached. But that's her job. Typically, 20, 30 years ago, maybe even 10 years ago, it would be the woman getting attached to the dude. And perhaps they would have waited a little bit longer to fornicate, but they didn't. I'm just saying. It doesn't make people happy. Like, the way the things are is not good. It's not positive for anybody. And, you know, women are not supposed to be emotionless, you know, when it comes to sex. She's supposed to be the one crying and clutching the phone if he doesn't fucking call her, and they've done this thing together where they've bonded. They've united. Their bodies have united. And she's just gonna throw all that away, all because she lost interest. You know? That's fucked up. But I can't really blame the woman, because it's just the way that our culture is. Our whole society is geared towards this happening. So, as easy as it is to blame women for every motherfucking thing, I'm not going to do it, because that's wrong. And I hate simple-minded people. With that being said, don't fuck a bitch. Don't fuck a bitch. Because you really don't know, like, what her intentions are, you know? But I know they ain't going to listen to me, because they think with that little teeny tiny head inside of their pants. And unfortunately, like, you know, that's biology. And that's probably psychology too.